All right, well, Purdue's 38-game non-conference winning streak will be in jeopardy tonight when number 2 Alabama pays a visit to Coach Matt Painter's team. What makes Alabama so tough this year?
A lot of things. The fact that they were a Final Four team last year, Stacy, and everybody returns. And you saw the game, really one of the best games in college basketball last year was when Purdue and Alabama played against one another. This is a team that when they played in Toronto last year. But you see Mark Sears, but the point guard that is so challenging, but also the fact that they have inside-outside length, a lot of skill. If you remember that game last year, Alabama had like 9 3-pointers in the first half. Mark Sears, number 1, that's who Purdue's got to slow down. He had a huge game against Purdue, well over 30 points. And the Boilermakers had to play their absolute best with Zach Edey playing in his home country for Purdue to get that win last year against the Alabama Crimson Tide.
All right. Well, what is Purdue's biggest obstacle tonight against the Crimson Tide?
Rebounding. Purdue has struggled a little bit on the boards. Alabama has that length like we talked about. They go 6'11". They have a lot of different options up front that will make it tough for Purdue. Purdue has struggled already to date getting on the boards. They don't have the size with the injury to Daniel Jacobson. To some extent, that's an issue. But Purdue's got to rebound the ball well and take care of the basketball to have a chance.
All right. Well, how do you see this one coming out?
I don't typically make predictions on basketball, and there are good reasons for that.
Come on, why not?
But I think it's going to be tough. I think that streak is really in jeopardy tonight. Purdue will have to play at its absolute best to win. But Mackey Arena, as we all know, can be a place that can will a team to victory. Purdue fans have to hope that's the case.
They're going to get loud and
it'll
rowdy,
be crazy
right?
in there. You bet.
And blocking out is the key. When I was when I played basketball, there was like blocking out, getting those rebounds. Right?
I wouldn't have messed with you, Stacy, under the basket. That's for sure. So.
We'll practice later.
Yeah, there you go.
Blocking out. Well, okay, let's turn to football. It's senior day at Ross-Ade, but Purdue is a 4-touchdown underdog at home. Have you ever seen a season like this?
Well, I've been watching Purdue football since 1966, and they've had 3 one-win seasons, 1993, 2013, and it looks like this year will be one of those years. Purdue just couldn't get out of its way last week against Ohio State. The answer to your question is, Stacy, no, I've not seen a Purdue team be less competitive than this one has been to date. They still have 3 more games to go, but Ohio State put a pasting on Purdue last week at 45-0 in a game that the Buckeyes took their foot off the gas in a lot of it. Purdue will have to play at its absolute best to make this a game into the second half, and we have not seen many signs of that.
Well, is there any way Purdue makes it a close one on Saturday?
Well, I think at Penn State, we say this about every week, if Penn State makes a couple turnovers, if Purdue can score early, but think about this, Stacy. Purdue has not scored a touchdown in the first quarter since dating back to the season opener. That is a problem. Purdue has to get off to a good start, find some way to get some confidence because no one's giving them a chance to stay in this game against the Nittany Lions.
So I have to ask you, what's your prediction for tomorrow or for Saturday?
This one I'll answer not happily. If you're a Purdue fan, I think it'll be Penn State 34. Purdue 9. The line is about 28 points. I'm always a little bit generous, I guess, towards the Boilermakers. Purdue's going to have to, like I said, do everything well to stay in this football game. I think Penn State, which is playing for the chance to get to the national championship or the college football playoff, I should say, will have a lot of motivation to take care of business tomorrow.
Well, what guest will you have for the Golden Black Live?
Talking a lot of basketball, a little bit of football today. It's going to be a lot of fun with that as well. Rafael Davis, former Purdue 2015 Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, and of course with the Big Ten Network. Chris Kramer, a lot of Purdue fans know of Chris, one of the great guards in recent Purdue basketball memory. He'll join us. And Gary Danielson from CBS. CBS will be doing the game. The game will be on WLFI tomorrow at 3:30. He's an analyst, former Purdue quarterback. He'll be on the call with Brad Nessler. So we should have a fun show today. A lot of basketball talk. A little bit of football talk.
Just a little bit, right?
A little bit of football talk, but
the
that
positive
story
with the negative.
That storyline is tonight in Mackey Arena. You have to think about this, Stacy, since the highest ranked team to come into Mackey Arena, non-conference team, Alabama number 2, since the first game in Mackey Arena when UCLA was number 1. That was 8 years old. That was my eight-year-old birthday present when I had a chance to go to that game. But that's how long it's been since it's such a good non-conference team has come into Mackey.
It's going to be rocking tonight.
Oh, it'll be a lot of fun.
All right, I've got my black and gold.
There,
on,
you're
as
ready.
you
I
can
like
see.
that outfit.
Yeah.
You're good to go.